Hi, I'm Sal Mercagliano, Associate Professor of History at Campbell University, a former merchant mariner, and instructor in maritime industry policy, maritime history, and maritime security. And today, well, just about seen everything because on this episode of What's Going On with Shipping, it appears that the ocean is on fire. And by say the ocean on fire, I'm not kidding. This is the scene off the coast of Mexico of the ocean on fire. That is pretty much a scary image right there. I'm not kidding. Not sure if hell has opened up off the coast of Mexico, but it appears as if it has. So what is this story going on here? Let me try to explain. Sorry for the dramatic element there, but that's something you don't see every day with the ocean on fire. So let's take a step back here and break this down for you. So, having worked on the world's oceans, I kind of appreciate the fact that we've done a lot to damage and destroy them. I'm not going to lie. I've become much more of a eco-friendly person over the years, having worked in the maritime sector and realizing what damage can happen to it. One of the stories I've been talking about a lot recently has been the story of the Golden Ray salvage down in Brunswick, Georgia. Again, Minorcan Mullet is on YouTube. He follows this daily. He is the best person to follow on it. I will always recommend his site for this. We're seeing oil spills coming out of the Golden Ray right now. Matter of fact, they just approved the use of explosives to assist in the salvage of the Golden Ray. So we're seeing that event take place before our eyes. There was this story on Maritime Express about the report of sea turtles found with acid burns on them after the sinking of Express Pearl, the vessel that caught fire, loaded with that nitric acid, and went down. And so now we're having reports of the damage being done to the wildlife there. But then we get this story, and again, this is the story that just again kind of encapsulate it all is this fire that's taking place right now down off the coast of Mexico. Now I should note that the fire has been extinguished. It burned for about 10 hours. But this is near a Pemex oil platform. Pemex is the big oil company down in Mexico. And this is the story right here as it came in. Fire broke off at Pemex's the Ku-Maloob-Zaap offshore platform complex. To give you that context, this is it right here. It's actually a series of oil fields. The three names there, the Ku, Maloob, and Zap, are the three major oil fields that are down there off the coast of Campeche. I'm sure I'm not saying that right. Again, my pronunciations are terrible. I apologize. But right down here in the lower southern part of the Gulf of Mexico, this oil fire, and again, this came from a Twitter feed, which is on here, and I will show you the actual story here. This is the translation of it. A fire in the marine pipeline that connects two platforms of the Ku-Maloob-Zaap complex of Pemex on the Sound of Campeche was registered this Friday morning. The fire eye, I love that term right there, was located 400 meters from the Ku Charlie platform. The fire was brought under control after more than 10 hours, report Reuters. Again, this is the video of it right here of it burning. What you're probably seeing here, and again, we don't have the exact information. I tried to pull it up, but it's not there. This is a pipeline connecting several of the platforms. This facility drills not just crude oil, but also natural gas. And what I would assume here that this is a natural gas pipeline that has fractured, leaked natural gas to the surface, and something ignited it. And so what you're basically seeing is it being fed from the platform, from the leaks underwater, so that natural gas will bubble up to the surface. Come, if this is oil, which is very rare for heavy crude oil to catch fire, you would have to pressurize it, atomize it, because liquid doesn't burn, vapors burn. And crude oil by itself tends not to burn. Crude oil is like sludge. It's like it's almost like a silly putty. It tends to be very, very, very heavy, and it doesn't give off the vapors. You can literally throw matches at it and it won't ignite. On the other hand, natural gas, all you got to do is get a spark to it and it's going to ignite. And that's what you tend to see happening here. So probably what happened, again, we don't have all the information yet, but again, I'm happy to give some analysis here, which is basically a very elaborate way of talking about a swag at it, is probably what we're seeing here coming off this platform. And again, I'll talk about the platform and what this field is here. is these connecting pipes between drilling and also to facilities to store and ship it. Probably had a fracture, a crack, started leaking, and then, like I said, all it takes is a spark to do it. This facility has been around for a while, as you'll see right here from Offshore Technology. They talk about this. In 2002, the Mexican state oil company Pemex embarked on an 8-year project to boost heavy crude output from the KMZ. That's the nickname for this oil field. Invested almost $2 billion in it, raising the level of output up to 329,000 barrels per day of oil and 172.1. And I don't know what the measurement here is for per day of gas. This is the measurement they're using to offset the production drop at one of their other facilities. And this facility did. It peaked in facilities, actually developed over time. They talked about the fact that they were drilling 82 wells here, 4 of them, which are nitrogen injectors, 17 platforms, absolutely just a huge facility for them and develop. But one of the things that we've seen here is this facility has dropped off in its production rates. It has dropped off over time in the production rates. And again, one of the things that we can see is fractures cause over time under high pressure, and that's probably what we're seeing right now in this image. You'll see right there offshore vessels. These are supply boats. Those vessels with a bridge all the way forward, large aft decks. Those are used to bring supplies out. They're also used to receive mud and other pumped off material from drill platforms. And what they're doing right there with that water, which they're not extinguishing the fire at all, but probably trying to provide protection, break up some of that heat radiating, especially you don't want to damage the platform. More than likely, this fire was not extinguished by these tugs, but more importantly, with these offshore supply vessels, but probably the pipeline was shut down and whatever pressure was in that pipeline was allowed to eventually evaporates, like turning the gas off to your grill, and all of a sudden it pops off. That's probably what happened here. It went off after 10 hours. It could be extinguished by these guys, but hopefully not, because that would mean the gas is still escaping. Again, very unlikely that this is oil. More than likely what we're seeing here is compressed natural gas coming up. And again, one of the things that water does at depth is allow that to kind of diffuse and dissipate, so you don't get that huge, towering flame. Have you ever seen gas lines break in the US or anywhere else on the surface, and they break and you get those huge flames shooting out? This is much more diffuse. This is why you're seeing it. Also why it's in a circle form, because it's bubbling up. And so it's coming up and radiating out. And so you're getting it diffused here around the edge, but much more concentrated in the center. It is a interesting photo, an interesting video to see right here. To see that fire eye being formed. Never seen one quite like that. That's an amazing one. Very close to that platform, but fortunately they've been able to get it extinguished. So a little bit something new and interesting in what's going on with shipping today out on the world's oceans. The world ocean was temporarily on fire, but the good news is we have the world's oceans out. Unfortunately, and this is really the horror part, is these stories are still going on. We still have the oil leaking out from the Golden Ray. We still have the issue with the ecological damage from Express Pearl off of Sri Lanka. And all of these are reasons why we need to pay attention to shipping, because unfortunately, the only time we tend to pay attention to it is after the disasters happen. And what needs to be done is attention to it prior to that to prevent these disasters from happening or minimize the impact they can have. Because again, we have one planet, we have one big ocean. They're actually not a series of small oceans. All the world's oceans are connected together. You can sail anywhere in the world and just move it on the ocean without really too much problems. And a problem in the Indian Ocean, a problem in the Gulf of Mexico, a problem in Brunswick, Georgia will be everyone's problem soon enough, because pollution and contaminants don't stay localized, because ocean currents, winds, tides, you name it, they go everywhere. So on that cheery Friday note, I hope you enjoyed today's broadcast. I hope you had an opportunity to learn something new. I learned something new. I had to look a lot of that up and realize it. No idea. Never seen a fire eye form before. But if you enjoy the channel and you're enjoying what's going on with shipping, please subscribe. Go ahead, hit that thumbs up, so that it'll be shared with other people across YouTube. Share it. Go put it on Twitter, Facebook, whatever media platform you use. Also, be sure to hit the subscribe button so that you'll be alerted about when new videos come out, and when the next gate from hell opens up around the world, you'll be sure to get some good imagery and videos and commentary from me, Sal Mercogliano. So this is Sal signing off. Have a good weekend. 4th of July coming up. So Independence Day in the United States, working on something a little bit special for 4th of July. So I hope to have that together over the weekend. So Sal signing off.